Greetings, YouTube. Not all heroes wear capes. My man Dynamics has some of the best jokes ever told every night on the stream. If you want a good joke, even better than my puns, which I'm sure some of you are saying, that's not saying much, come on down to the live streams. But he is also not just somebody who loves to make people laugh. He also loves to make people informed. This is the Act 8 Chapter 3 beta, of which I've had very little time to explore to my detriment, especially with 6-star shards for the incentive there. But he has a rank 2 Shuri that he wants to truly test with 0 synergies. Literally, it's just 6-star Shuri, and that Hulkbuster behind her is a relic. Going up against, in this case, you've got 7-star Awakened Apocalypse, who I think before you factor in the class disadvantage to Shuri, is at over 100,000 PI? Or near 100,000 PI? Now, the videos that he's going to send are quite short, because his point is that rank 2 7-star unawakened Shuri, and my brain still wants to say 6-star because I still feel like 6 stars are the best, even though of course they're not anymore in terms of attack and health. I'm just trained, I'm programmed to say 6 and not 7. That's on me. And I oftentimes embarrass myself, even with polls sometimes on my channel, by saying 6-star instead of 7-star when I mean 7-star. But you can see just how much she is going to melt Apocalypse. Look at the critical shock damage, the energy vulnerability damage, and how he is starting to literally melt away. And as Shuri continues, she's going to do some heavies. She's going to get hit a little bit herself, which, by the way, I love non-perfect fights, because that's what I relate to. And I think for a long time I was, and I probably still am, a meme, a confusing element of this community. Like, do you know who Prof Hoff is? Who the heck is this guy? He's just some noob who's not great at the game. I completely agree, I am just some noob. But a lot of people play this game and feel like they're noobs because it's not the easiest game to play, especially with how much nodes change and champion counters are put into the game. And so, I don't have a lot of experience fighting with Shuri, but I do know a great fight and a great champion when I see one. And my goodness, is this gameplay by Dynamics an example of that. That looked like a clinical finish. Yes, it took 76 hits, I think, but still, that was amazing. Here we have another class advantage fight against a champion close to 100,000 PI of 7-star Awakened Sauron. Now, I've gotten much better at timing the decks of his special one. I can still make mistakes, of course. And my biggest mistake I make when I fight Sauron is when he goes unblockable. Sometimes I'm so concentrating on his power that I allow myself to get hit because he's unblockable before he even fires a special. But you know what? So be it. That's a prime example. He charged forward, you think you're going to parry, and then all of a sudden he's unblockable. Not great. But still, my man Dynamics is showing just how much 7-star Shuri can melt another mutant defender, and this special too is all kinds of impressive. And between shock and energy vulnerability, that's just a really unique combination of utility that most champions can't counter, and certainly don't have invulnerability against. And here we go. Is that 36 and 17? I mean, that's crazy. It just builds and builds and builds and builds. I am so impressed, Dynamics, with this gameplay. Now, he sent over quite a few videos, and I think that this could easily be over 10 minutes long. But you know, I do my best on my channel to prevent videos from going to the triple ad length, even if sometimes I literally have had YouTube tell me behind the scenes, you'd make more revenue if you had longer videos. And then I counter with something that truly sounds crazy, which is I'm not doing this to make the most money possible. I'm doing this to actually just get content out there in the public sphere. And if I can do a video in 4 minutes or 5 minutes, I'm not going to stretch it to 10 minutes. I'm saying this because I'm probably not going to show every fight. And every fight he's shown so far has been against a mutant champion. I do think that's an important thing to constantly say, because when you have a class advantage, especially with the champ like Shuri, you're going to see some results that you're not always going to see in every matchup. With that being said, Kitty can be a very annoying defender. I had one of my worst channel predictions, and that's really saying something, when I once said that Ghost was going to be a great defender. She was not. But what I thought she would be a great defender for, utility-wise, was a preview of what makes Kitty Pryde a really solid defender. I'm not going to say a great defender, but a real, like, at least mid-tier annoying defender. Here is another mutant, and this is a champion that I was hunting Toad with the long tongue so much. So much. And I still think he's great. And there are people who still have him in their Battlegrounds decks and have him at like rank 4. And if I don't have a good counter, especially somebody like my boy Red Hulk, I can easily be screwed. And nothing's worse than thinking you've got every counter ready and then that last Battlegrounds choice screws you over. Whew. So Toad's got that awesome regen. Fairly easy specials to counter. And decks, you can see that's a pretty slow-moving projectile in special too. But you can't take that off. Now the poisons are present, and they are doing some damage. And she's up to 7. But she's still hanging strong. This would make me very nervous to be in this fight, but I'd also be proud of how Toad has been pushed to under 40% health. And there's the really slow projectile to Dex again. And now special 2 and all its glory. Toad's getting his regen, but that seems pretty inconsequential right now to the overall result of the fight, which again, Shuri took 69% damage. That's to be expected with the passive poison of Toad. And yet, here we are. This is going to be the last video I play, but I think if I play the whole thing, we're going to be in danger of 10 minutes, and nothing would be more embarrassing than talking about how I don't get videos to 10 minutes because I don't want there to be, a worthless amount of ads just for revenue's sake, and then this gets to 10 minutes. So it's going to be the same rotation, the same concept. We are going to fast forward this to the end and see the final part of it, but we're going to save ourselves some viewing time. I don't believe this is the last video. I still, since he recorded them, want to honor them by showing that they exist, but I'm not going to play them again to save time. Dynamics, I'm sorry if that feels disrespectful, but I just don't want to waste viewers' times. And so, it actually is the last video. Well, there we go. Perfect. Dynamics, this is a real eye-opener. If I get 7-star Shuri, I'm now going to celebrate. Before, I might have been kind of annoyed. But that's because I'm ignorant, and that's why it's so important to learn from you all. You all teach me way more than I teach you on a daily basis. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.